What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here, bringing you the third one-dayer in my three-match series against Sri Lanka. We are already up 2-0, that means we have an unassailable lead, and with the World Cup coming up, it's good to see that we are picking up these victories, and comprehensive victories as well, in the one-day arena, which is what we want. I'm going to start my stopwatch now, because I just realised that I was meant to start it when I started the recording, and I've missed out about 30 seconds, but that is all right. So, a few changes that we've made to the one-day side. Brendan McCullum has been in awful form as of late, so he has been dropped. Anaru Kitchen is still there. Martin Guptill, he's back from injury, so no Luke Ronchi at the top of the order, but he has slotted in to the middle order, as you would have seen there. But the majority of the side stays the same. As I said, no Brendan McCullum. BJ Watling comes in, and he's actually proving to be a very good one-day player. Doesn't score as quick as McCullum, or as rapidly, I guess you would say, but still a very, very good player and a very solid player to have in the middle order. Has got me out of a few sticky situations at times, which is what you want in a middle order player, especially in a one day. You know, he can come in and he can bat out, and he can bat a long period of time and still keep the score ticking over, which is what you want to see. So hopefully we can go and put a good score on the board here. We've got off to a great start, but Williamson has just gone and given his wicket away, which is not what we wanted, but the fielding side has gone and taken their power play. So hopefully Guptill and Taylor, who I said have both been in good form, can carry on. Guptill actually almost out just then, but that did come about, so he didn't get out, which at the end of the day he's still there, still scoring runs, and hopefully he can go on and register another 100. He picked up 100 in the last game. Don't want to jinx it, but hopefully he goes on and can make it again here. So 27th time he has passed 100, really getting that average close to 40 now. It is actually bang on 40, which is what we like to see. But yeah, he has really been performing. Pretty much my lead up to the World Cup. I got a tour, I think, to Australia. I've got India coming to us. I think I'm going to South Africa. It's all over the place. There's a lot of series that are just like one games in the series, you know, like one test and then go and shoot away. I don't know why they've gone and done that, but it is just one of those things how it has happened. Guptill going great, Ross Taylor going great as well, and we are really going and racking up some runs here as we get to the just past the halfway stage of our innings now. And these are the bowlers that we really want to be taking apart. You know, Jay Wardner, Dilshan, those part-timers who are coming in, that's where we really want to go and score our runs heavily, because we've got the likes of Malinga and a few other bowlers. I mean, Sri Lankan bowlers are pretty good. Harath, good spinner. I don't think Senanayake is playing in this game, but Jay Wardner, he's really a guy that we need to be going and targeting. Martin Guptill carrying on his fine form. He's moved on to 95. Can he bring it up with a 6? It's going to be a 4, but he nudges that one away. So he picks up his 6 one-day 100. That average is going up. That's great for an opener in the one-day format. 40, above 40 now, and he's got back-to-back hundreds now, which is very promising leading up to the World Cup, because that is probably the one area of this side that is just a wee bit suspect, is probably the opener. Like, Martin Guptill is definitely up there. The second opener, it can change, I guess, between Ronchi, Kitchen. Hamish Rutherford was in there for a while, but I don't really rate him as a 50 over player. BJ Watling's another guy who could go and open up, but no one really, and this has been actually a pretty lackluster end to the innings. As you see there, we have gone pretty slow. Hopefully we can get a bit more. Guptill now moves on to his highest ever score. He's on now on 135. Final ball of the innings, and it is a dot. So 285 for 3. Is that going to be enough on this great batting pitch? We will have to wait and see. New bowler, as you can see first up here, Ryan McCone. He has had an incredible start to his international career. Not as much in the one-day arena as the 2020 arena, but we'll quickly just have a look at his stats, because we've got time for that. 2020, look at that. 17 overs at 13 wickets, an average under 10. The economy rate's pretty good as well. It's about 7, and we really need to be going and picking up early wickets against the Sri Lankan side, because they have the big 3, and obviously Dilshan, Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene, who we really want to go and pick them up early, because if we don't, we can get hurt later on in the innings. Those, as I said, are the big 3. We get rid of them, we've got a really good chance. They've got a very long tail, the Sri Lankans, in this game. I think Kulasekara coming in at number 7. I mean, Kulasekara is a pretty decent bowler. A decent batter. Like, he can hold a bat, but I wouldn't rate him as a number 7. Like, he's down there. You wouldn't expect him or be expecting him to score runs. And as I was talking about earlier, we've got these 2 of the big 3 in. We got rid of Dilshan, but 2 of the big 3 in now, so hopefully we can go and get rid of them. Tim Southey's still in. Kieran Noema-Barnett, who you may or may not have seen in the 2020 recording I did not too long ago, but he's come in. He's really starting to make that number 7 spot his own. And Jimmy Neesham coming in at 8. That is just great to have someone down at number 8 who can offer a bit with the bat as well. Because sometimes the one problem I do have with this New Zealand side is sometimes we can be a bit short for runs in the top and the middle order. Like we can, if we lose wickets, sometimes it's like a domino effect and it just goes down. I just realised Mitch McClenaghan's bowled 7 straight. That's not really what we wanted. We want to go and try and keep him more towards the end of the innings, and hopefully we can go and slow this run rate down after the batting power play has finished with the likes of Noema-Barnett and Kane Williamson. Kane Williamson really more in the squad now as, well, he's in there as an all-rounder, but he really is the first choice spin option, I guess you would say, going around in one day and T20 now for me. I just feel like taking a spinner on, it just hasn't really worked in the past. I mean, I've tried quite a few options as well, don't get me wrong. I've tried Todd Astor, I've tried Nick Beard, I've tried a few others. Who else? I think I tried Ish Sodhi as well, and just couldn't really seem to get anything. So I prefer to go with the 4 or 5 quicks as we've gone in this stage. If you can really call Noema-Barnett a quick, he's more of one of those guys who will go and just roll his fingers over the ball, just bowl cutters. Hopefully Ronke can pick him up here. Oh, it's just gone over his head. So that's actually Neesham that's bowling, and as I said, these big 2 really are going and taking the game away from us, but that net run rate is going up at quite a quick pace, so it's up above 7 now. Both power plays have been used, and hopefully Kane Williamson can come in here and bowl a few tidy overs, same as Noema-Barnett. If we could pick up a wicket, would be an added bonus, but if we can go and keep them down, keep the runs down at the end of the day, that is going to be pretty good as well. So as I said, oh, there we go, Kane Williamson getting a wicket, 46. He's only got 16 wickets, but as I said, really starting to use him more now in quite a few games, especially when we end up going to the subcontinent or playing on pitches that are spinner friendly. He is really going to come into play, because I mean, he's a very good part-time rating, as you saw there, of 70, and it's great to have someone in that top 5 that can go and bowl a bit, because it's one of those things, if you don't want to play Noema-Barnett or you don't want to play Neesham, you just want to play 4 bowlers or even maybe 3 bowlers and an all-rounder, you can go and do that. As you can see, the economy rate's pretty good apart from Ryan McComb. We'll bring him back and see if we can get anything out of it. As I said, the one-day record for him, not as good as the T20 record, but really want to go and try and get him a bit of game time with the World Cup coming up and see if he can go and maybe produce something, and maybe be he's definitely in that core group of bowlers that we will be looking to take to the World Cup, but maybe even to make him one of those first choice bowlers. I mean, it's still got Doug Bracewell, Neil Wagner and Trent Boult waiting in the wings, so plenty of options if that doesn't go wrong. And that's another thing I like about playing the well, I guess in this case it is 5 bowlers technically, but you've got the 3 bowlers and the 2 all-rounders, and it's nice to have Kane Williamson there as well, who can go and bowl a bit. If one of the bowlers is being a wee bit expensive, you can go and bring Williamson on, and he can really go and shoulder, I guess, some of the overs and take them up. As I think Mitch McClenaghan has actually just taken a hat-trick clean bowled, and all of a sudden his figures are looking bloody good. He's actually got a double hat-trick now, so 6 for 27, and he could possibly be looking at career best figures here as he goes for 5 in a row. He can... Oh, it would have been a brave umpire to give that, but what an effort that has been with the ball from Mitch McClenaghan. He has really gone and cleaned up the Sri Lankan tail and just made it really, really difficult on them. So it's looking like we're going to head to a 3-0 one-day series win against the Sri Lankans. As I said, great with the World Cup coming up around the corner. That's not too far away. I'll have that for you guys next Monday, the first game of the World Cup. Do let me know if you would like to see every game of that World Cup being played and recorded, or maybe just the main ones in the group stage, and then when we get to the finals, when we get to the knockout stages, we could look at going and possibly doing both. Anyway, guys, all finished here. Bowl Sri Lanka out for 215. That is a win by 69 runs to New Zealand. Martin Guptill, the man of the match there, with his 135 not out. What a great, as you can see there, 3-0 series win. Quickly go through what we have. So we got 1 test in Australia, a test against South Africa, a test against India, 2 2020s against India, 2 ODIs against Zimbabwe, a tour to India for 1 test, a tour to India for 2 ODIs and 1 T20, and then boom, we are into the World Cup. So that first game of the World Cup is going to be coming to you guys next Monday. Make sure you tune into that. Tune in tomorrow. I am going to have Don Bradman cricket batting career, first game in the BBL for the Adelaide Strikers. Make sure you do not miss that.